So good evening all. Still we have got 3 more minutes time. We'll start this session at 8 p.m. So there are 2 members online. So hi all. Please text your messages in the comment section. Hello all. Good evening all. Is the time up? What's the time now? Yeah, Chandana, good evening. Faniteja, hi, hello. Yeah, good evening, Chandana. Ravikant, good evening. Please inform to the other students also. There are only a few attended our meeting today. So inform them also so that they will also join. Good evening, Pawan Kalyan. How are you? Bhavani, good evening. So you missed today's afternoon session. So we had a session today in the afternoon on SBI clerk, IBPS clerk. సో ఐబీపీఎస్ క్లర్క్ ఎవరైనా అప్లై చేస్తుంటే మీరు టెస్ట్ సిరీస్ జరుగుతుంది, దాన్ని ఎవ్రీడే ఎగ్జామ్స్ రాసుకోండి. ఐఎమ్ డూయింగ్ గుడ్ పవన్ కళ్యాణ్, థ్యాంక్ యూ. So please give your answers in the comment section, okay? Is the time 8 o'clock? Yeah, Venkat, good evening. Good evening, Venkat. Hope you're all enjoying online classes and online sessions, especially BTech guys. It's an open fact that you all simply log in and run away. So in order to keep you guys engaged, yeah, Gayatri, good evening. Good evening, Gayatri. In order to engage you guys, now I have planned to conduct more classes on YouTube so that you can be a little active and I can see whether you are answering correctly or not. Generally what happens when I share my screen on Zoom, it will be difficult for me to check in the comment section or to get back to the chat box every time to see the answers, but here everything is very clearly visible. Fine, then we'll start the first word today. I'm showing the first word on screen. Impasse is the first word for you, and give your answer. Yeah, Akshata, good evening. Good evening, Akshata. Here is the first word for you. Shravani, good evening. Impasse is the first word. Please give your answers in the comment section. You have got A, B, C, D, E, 5 option choices. Nisi, good evening. Hope you are good. Impudent, inane, incarcerate, incommodious, and deadlock. So these are all high frequency words. They are not very frequently used in our day-to-day conversations, but these are known as GRE high frequency words. Option E, deadlock. Dinesh has already answered. Dinesh says that option E is the answer, impasse. Impasse, the answer is option E. Siva also has answered. Yeah, good evening, Puneet. Siva, good evening. Yeah, Siva has answered option E. Fine. So deadlock is the answer. Everybody is, most of you guys are saying, yeah, Mubin, Muhammad, the deadlock. Afroz says option E. Swaran also says option E. Uh, yes, DAE. Lakshmi Narayana says, Yagna says option E. Shravani also says E. Yes, Anjali says E. Fine. So Bhavani also says option E as your answer, deadlock. So Jairam, Jashwant, and everybody is saying option E as your answer. So let me now actually explain what is impasse. See, impasse, you can remember this word, like, when you read this word impasse, it sounds like I am, okay. Impause sounds like impasse, sounds like associate impasse to impossible. ఇలా associate చేసుకోండి. So this will be easy. Associate impasse to impossible. There are different techniques. You can learn vocabulary using root words or prefixes or suffixes, or you can just directly associate a స్ట్రేంజ్ వర్డ్ టు అ నోన్ వర్డ్. ఇక్కడ మనం దీన్ని ఎలా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవచ్చు అంటే ఇంపాజ్ అనే దాన్ని ఇంపాసిబుల్ టు పాస్ అని గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఇంపాసిబుల్ టు పాస్ ఆర్ ఇంపాసిబుల్ టు పాస్ త్రూ. ఓకే, అంటే ఇట్ కెనాట్ పాస్ త్రూ అన్న సెన్స్లో మీరు గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటే యూ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ దిస్ ఈజ్ సంథింగ్ దట్ గాట్ స్ట్రక్. సో సంథింగ్ విట్ గాట్ స్ట్రక్ కెన్ బి ఈజీలీ రిమెంబర్డ్ బై అసోసియేటింగ్ ఇట్ టు లాక్ అనమాట. అది ఇంకా లాక్ అయిపోయింది. యూ కెనాట్ మూవ్ అహెడ్ ఆర్ ఇట్ కెనాట్ బీ పాస్డ్ త్రూ అనమాట. యాక్చువల్గా అది ఇంకా పాస్ అవ్వలేదు అన్న సెన్స్లో మనం ఈజీగా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవచ్చు. అండ్ ద నెక్స్ట్ వర్డ్, లుక్ ఎట్ ది నెక్స్ట్ వర్డ్ ఇంప్యూడెంట్. ఇక్కడ మీకు ఇచ్చిన ఆప్షన్స్ కూడా చూడండి. నౌ వాట్ వీ నీడ్ టు డూ హియర్ ఈస్, with this option, if we can focus on the remaining 5, that means we will be learning 6 words with the help of one slide. So impasse, as I told you, the word impasse sounds like impossible to pass. So a situation from which it is impossible to pass, okay, is surely stalemate. You can call it as stalemate. Fine. So I'll give you one example. The current political impasse. When I say the current political impasse is not in the nation's interest, that means it is a stalemate, or a deadlock, a situation which got struck actually. Fine. Now look at the other word, impudent. When you look at impudent actually means offensively bold. Offensively bold or rude or arrogant, okay, అండ్ ఇంపెర్టినెంట్, ఇన్సోలెంట్, ఇవన్నీ దీనికి సినానిమ్స్ కింద వాడచ్చు. అంటే ఫ్రాంక్లీ స్పీకింగ్, ఇన్ని సినానిమ్స్ మీరు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవటం మీకు ఇబ్బందిగా ఉంటే అట్లీస్ట్ యూ మస్ట్ బీ ఏబుల్ టు రిమెంబర్ వన్ సినానిమ్ సో దట్ యూ కెన్ గెస్ ఇట్స్ మీనింగ్. ఇంప్యూడెంట్, సి ఐల్ గివ్ యూ అ క్లూ. ఇంప్యూడెంట్కి సి ఇంప్యూడెంట్, ఓకే, సౌండ్స్ లైక్ ఐ am president. It sounds like I am president. Associate impudent to I am president, remember. So you must have heard about the name of Saddam Hussein, the former president of Iraq. He was very arrogant. Whenever someone advised him, he used to say so arrogantly, I am president, I will decide what to do. So impudent means what? Impudent means I am president and I'll decide what to do. I am the boss and I'm always correct. That means very arrogant actually, not showing any respect or not giving respect to others. Yes, everybody has given answer as option E, that is correct. And uh, Kotasai says option A as his answer. No, that is actually wrong. The correct answer for impasse is deadlock. I've already explained what is meant by impasse, right? And now inane is very easy. Inane can be associated to insane. You must have heard this word, insane. Insane means silly or foolish. Silly or foolish. Inane is lacking sense. Okay, foolish. And the next word, incarcerate. Remember, here incarcerate actually means to imprison. Imprison. Imprison means im is what? Im or in actually means same. It means low. And prison, right? It is karagaram, right? So imprison means karagaramloki toyitam. Okay. So here incarcerate, again the clue word for you is in plus kar, which can be associated to karagaram, that is a jail. So to imprison means, to incarcerate actually means to imprison. అంటే కన్ఫైన్ చేయటం, ఎన్క్లోజ్ చేయటం. That means you are sent behind the bars actually. You are thrown behind the bars. So actually there is one more clue for this. The word incarcerate actually sounds like a Hindi phrase in Karagar. Karagar actually means, even in Telugu also Karagar means, incarcerate is in Karagar, remember. In Karagar, in is law, Karagar is jail. To send somebody into the jail is what is meant by incarcerate. Okay. The next one is incommodious. In here actually doesn't mean low. See, here in plays the negative role. In means not. There is one more meaning for in, which means not. Remember, dis, in, un, and ill, ir, im, and non. These are all negative prefixes. Advantage, disadvantage, secular, okay, secure, insecure, popular, unpopular, legal, illegal, responsible, irresponsible, proper, improper. Okay, then you have secular and non-secular. So these are all what? These are all negative prefixes. And here in incommodious, this word can be divided into two parts: in plus commodious. Okay, in plus commodious. Remember, in actually means not, and commodious means you can associate this with commodity. So not commodity means there is no place to keep commodity inside. That means, okay, incommodious means you cannot keep any commodities inside. It is actually a small narrow place. Inconvenience or discomfort, incommodious means. Okay, so this can be memorized as incommodity. In is a negative prefix which means not, and incommodious is a place where no commodity can be stored. It's a place where no commodity can be stored. Something which is inconveniently small and narrow is incommodious. So the antonym for incommodious is commodious. Commodious means very big and spacious. Okay, whereas incommodious is very small and not comfortable. Hope you have remembered. Hope you have learnt all these clues. Actually, remember these clues. Impossible, impasse is impossible to pass through. And the next one, impudent. I told you, I am president. Remember, I am president. I'm an arrogant guy. Inane can be associated to insane, very easy. And incarcerate, in plus karagar. Okay, karagar is karagaram, that is jail. Incarcerate means in, imprison, or to send somebody behind the bars. Incommodious is in is not, and commodity is, commodity, right? Incommodious is a place where commodities cannot be stored. And deadlock, it's a synonym for impasse. So deadlock and stalemate and impasse, these three are synonyms. Done. So the next word for you is incorrigible. So first find the answer, and then I'll give you the clue words for you. I'll tell you how to remember these words. Almost we have got more than 40 answers, and all of them have given the correct answer as option E. Option A, incurable. So Nagasumant has responded very quickly. And Raga Malika says option A as her answer. Balasiva also says option A, and then again option A. Yagna, incorrigible. This word can be divided into two parts. In plus cur can be associated to correct, right? Incorrigible can be divided into two parts. In plus cur can be associated to correct. So in is not here, and correct is, right? To correct is to set something. So not correctable. So something that cannot be corrected can be called as incorrigible. Okay. So you can associate this word to the Joker character in the Joker movie. So this person, Joker, is incorrigible because he cannot be corrected. So the mistakes that are committed by Joker cannot be corrected, right? So something that cannot be corrected, something that cannot be rectified can be called as incorrigible, and a synonym for incorrigible is incurable. Incurable is the correct answer here. Fine. So now let's try to understand what is incriminate. What is incriminate here? Incriminate actually can be divided into two parts. In plus crim, crim. In here is actually means low. Okay, it's not not, not here. It is low, which is inside, and the other root here, crim. So crim is something related to crime, right? There are many words with this word, like incriminate, discriminate, criminology. Criminology is the study of crimes, and then you have incriminate. See, actually, incriminate means to accuse, to accuse, okay, to blame or to strongly imply the guilt of somebody or something, to strongly imply the guilt of somebody or something. That is what is meant by incriminate. So this word can be memorized as in plus crime. So you can imagine a situation in a scene of a courtroom. A woman is shouting, "This person is involved in crime." She is actually accusing him. You know what she is doing here? She is actually accusing him. She is incriminating a person. When you say that this person has done this mistake or he has done this crime, you are incriminating him. So incriminate means to accuse. Please do remember that means you are throwing somebody into a crime, right? You are saying that this person has committed a crime. That is accusation. It is accuse or to imply strongly. Next, indelible. This is very easy. In plus delible can be associated to delete. Okay, so you in is here, in means not, okay, plus delete. It cannot be deleted, so that cannot be erased or eliminated or unforgettable. Something that cannot be erased or deleted or eliminated can be called as indelible. Let's say I'm saying he has shown an indelible impact or an indelible he has shown an indelible impact on me. That means I can never ever forget or I cannot erase his impact on me. Okay, so that is what is meant by indelible. Indelible is not deletable, indelible. Done. And then the other word is incommodious, already we have discussed. Hence, the correct answer for incorrigible is incurable. So let me rewind again. In plus correct. So not correct, something that cannot be corrected, which is incurable. Incriminate, here in is inside. This in means inside here, and crim is crime. So you are throwing somebody into the crime. That means you are accusing. And the next one is indelible. In plus delete, here in means not, and delete is erase. So something that cannot be deletable or that cannot be erased or that cannot be unforgettable is called as indelible. Done. The next word for you is indignation. Indignation. Answer quickly. Indignation is the next word. Come on, let's see who will answer it quickly. A furor, indenture. Manikanta says option C, indubitable. Indubitable means, see, indubitable. You said indubitable as your answer, Manikanta. You can divide this word into two parts, in plus dubitable, right? See, here in is equal to not, and dubitable can be associated to doubt. Okay, so not doubtable, undoubtable. Something that cannot be doubted is indubitable. Something that cannot be doubted is indubitable. Remember. Okay, clear? So indubitable means which cannot be doubted, actually, indubitability. Okay, so undoubtedly, unquestionable. So the word indubitably sounds like undoubtedly. You can easily remember, right? Indubitable or indubitably. Indubitably is an adverb. Okay, so indubitably is undoubtedly. Easy to remember. In plus dubitable. Option B, indenture. People are saying indenture as their answer. So let me first explain what is indignation. See, indignation can be divided, can be remembered like this. India as a nation. Look at this. How easy to remember. India as a nation never tolerates. I'm giving you an example. India as a nation never tolerates the violence from the neighboring countries. So India as a nation never tolerates the violence from the neighboring countries. India as a nation, indignation, never tolerates the violence. Tolerate means you cannot bear, actually. So when you cannot bear or when you cannot put up with Okay, it actually means you get angry. So indignation means anger. It is anger, and a synonym for indignation is furor. So this is the answer. And then what is indenture? Indenture, what is meant by indenture? Indenture is a formal, it is a formal legal agreement. It is a formal legal agreement. And how can we remember indenture? The word indenture can be memorized using a phrase, India's India's venture, India's venture with Accenture. Look at this. I'm giving you some clues so that you can easily remember these words. Indenture can be remembered like this: India's venture with Accenture. So, what is India's venture with Accenture? It's an agreement. Accenture is a company. India's venture with Accenture is India's agreement. So, indenture is an agreement. Okay. So, option A, yes, you're right, Shanmukh Rao. Option A is the correct answer. And yeah, Princess guesses option A, L6. Yes, you're right. So indenture is India's agreement with Accenture. Next, indubitable we have already discussed. Then what is inebriated? It's a very interesting word. Inebriated. Inebriated. Inebriated actually means intoxicated. You must have heard this word, intoxicated. Intoxication means, it is drunk condition, heavily drunk, you know mattu. So inebriated is intoxicated. And this word can be, it sounds like, it sounds like uh, in a brew-ated situation. In a brew-ated situation, actually brew is a verb. So it sounds like this word inebriated sounds like in a brew-ated situation. So let me tell you what is brew. Brew actually means to make beer. బియర్‌ని తయారు చేయటాన్ని ఏమంటామంటే బ్రూ అంటాం. బియర్‌ని, అలాగే కాఫీని, ఏదన్నా హాట్ ఆర్ సాఫ్ట్ ఐటెమ్‌ని తయారు చేయటాన్ని బ్రూ అని అంటారు. బ్రూ ఈజ్ ఎ వర్బ్ యాక్చువల్లీ. మీకు బ్రూని మీరు డైరెక్ట్‌గా దేనితో అసోసియేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చంటే బీఆర్‌యూ, బ్రూ కాఫీతో అసోసియేట్ చేసుకోండి. బ్రూ అనే వర్బ్. BREW, బ్రూ ఈజ్ ఎ వర్బ్ which can be directly associated to brew coffee. Okay, so brew is to make brew coffee, to make beer, or to make a hot drink of tea or coffee is what is meant by brew. So here inebriated is a in a brewed condition, in a brewed situation. That means you feel intoxicated because you have had a beer or a wine or some alcohol. Okay, and the next word is inexorable. So how can you remember inexorable? Inexorable can be memorized as, directly associate this word inexorable, associate this word to inexhaustible. Inexhaustible. So you will never get exhausted. So inexorable means unyielding or relentless or uncompromising. Uncompromising or relentless. Relentless ante aluperagani. అసలు ఏమాత్రం ఎక్కడ రెస్ట్ తీసుకోడు. అల్లు పెరగని, అన్ఈల్డింగ్, హీ నెవర్ గివ్స్ అప్. సో అన్ఈల్డింగ్, ఇట్స్ నాట్, హీ డజంట్ ఈజీలీ ఈల్డ్. సో ఇన్ఎగ్జారబుల్ కెన్ బి డైరెక్ట్లీ అసోసియేటెడ్ టు ఇన్ఎగ్జాస్టబుల్. Inexhaustible. Okay, this is an inexorable truth. That means it's a truth which never ends, and I'll stand by it. Okay, the seemingly inexorable march of new technology. So technology is always inexorable. It never gets exhausted. One after the other new technologies will come and people will go on using it. So inexorable is inexhaustible. And inebriated can be associated to brew, which means to make. Brew is a verb, remember. BREW, brew is a verb which means to make beer. And this brew can be associated to brew coffee, that means to make coffee. Okay, and then indubitable, in is equal to not plus dubitable is doubt, indubitable is undoubtable. And then indenture, I've already told you. Indenture is India's venture with Accenture. So it's a formal agreement. Formal agreement. And indignation, India as a nation, okay, never tolerates. When I say tolerates, it gets it loses its temper. That means it becomes anger. So indignation is anger. Fine. So we have discussed almost 6 words here. Done. The next one, Loki. It's very easy. From here you will get easy words. The first five I've given the difficult words. Now from this slide onwards, you can easily answer these questions. Loki already answered. Sharanya has said C, subdued. Very good. Says B, and Afroz says C, subdued. Dinesh says D. Geetika says B, and somebody said D. Hemant says C, 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 and B. Most of you are going with C, and C is the correct answer. Low key, you can understand or guess the meaning of this word with the help of LOW, low. See, whenever you come across a strange word or a new word, you should first try to, understand its meaning with the help of the clue words. You should search for a root, whether there is any root word in the given word, or is there any prefix that may help you to guess the meaning, or is there any suffix actually with which you can guess the meaning, or else if it should be a known word. Have you ever heard this word before? In case if you haven't heard this word before, if this is a strange word, ఇది కొత్త word అనుకోండి, then you should try to guess its meaning with the help of roots or some associations. మీరు ఇదివరకు వినుంటే ఫైన్, వినలేదు, this is the first time that you are listening to this word, or is this the first time that you have come across this word, then you need to learn this word in such a way that you are not going to forget this word again. సో ఇవాళ ఇప్పుడు ఈ వర్డ్ ఇది ఫస్ట్ టైం నువ్వు నేర్చుకుంటావు అంటే ఇంకెప్పటికీ నువ్వు యూ షుడ్ నాట్ ఫర్గెట్ దిస్ వర్డ్. సో ఐ విల్ టెల్ యూ ద క్లూ హియర్, the technique that you can adopt here. The clue for you is LOW, low, which means below. Okay, so actually low key means not intended to attract a lot of attention. So their wedding was a very low key affair. Their wedding was a very low key affair. I'm saying wedding was a very low key affair. Low key affair means here their wedding was done on a very simple tone. They didn't do any show off. Actually there was not much buzz. Okay, so they simply have done their wedding, చాలా సింపుల్గా చేసేసుకున్నారు. సో లోకి యాక్చువల్లీ మీన్స్ నాట్ ఇంటెండెడ్ టు అట్రాక్ట్ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ అటెన్షన్. పెద్దగా అటెన్షన్ గ్రాప్ చేయకుండా చేసుకోవటాన్ని లోకి అని అంటాం. సో ఇక్కడ మీకు లో అంటే యాక్చువల్గా బిలో అనే క్లూ ఉంది కాబట్టి, and you can go with subdued because subdued can be divided into two parts, sub plus due here. And actually sub means, what is sub? Sub also means under. Sub actually means under. You have words like submerge, okay, and you have substitute. Substitute you must have come across many a times. And then there is something called subordinate. See here, sub actually means what? Sub means under. So submerge is something that gets merged under the water. ఓకే, వరదలు వచ్చేసి అన్ని మునిగిపోతే, ఊరు మునిగిపోయింది అనుకోండి, ది టౌన్ ఆర్ ద విలేజ్ గాట్ సబ్మర్జ్డ్ అంటాం. అంటే అక్కడ సబ్ అంటే అండర్ ది వాటర్, అదంతా నీటి లోపల ఉండి మొత్తం కలిసిపోతాయి. And the other word I gave you is substitute. Substitute player is actually a player who is under the actual players. If somebody gets hurt, then he comes onto the screen. Yes, subway. And subway is a way that is under, maybe you can notice subway in the apartments. Actually you will find subway under the, maybe underground actually. And then there is one more word called subordinate. Subordinate is a person who is under the actual person. He works under a particular person. So this is not official, or this is not secret, or this is not complicated. The meaning is, the correct answer here is subdued, and that we have associated with low key. Okay, low is the clue there. And now let's also try to understand the dictionary meaning of subdue. Subdue actually means to bring something or somebody under control. This is one meaning. And the other meaning of subdue is to suppress. Okay, clear. And when you use it as an adjective, subdued, subdued as an adjective, so usually quiet and possibly unhappy. He seemed a bit subdued to me. That means he's very quiet. Actually when you use it as an adjective, it means quiet and possibly unhappy. Okay, so subdued as an adjective is a synonym for low key, but when you use subdue as a verb, we already know sub is under, so subdue actually means to get something under control. Okay, under control. To put it in simple words, subdue means to defeat actually. When you get somebody or something under your control means you have defeated those people. Okay, hope you have understood. Done. The next word for you is stipulation. Okay, try to guess its meaning. Stipulation. Stipulation is the next word for you. So what is meant by stipulation, or have you guys ever heard this word stipulation? Option A, imitation. Stipulation is imitation. What is the clue here? How can you guess its meaning? Is this the first time that you are coming across this word, or have you ever heard this word before? If this is a strange word or a new word for you, then you should try to guess its meaning with the help of your previous knowledge. Okay, the knowledge that you have gained all these years should be applied here to guess its meaning. So I'll try to guess the meaning of with the help of the known word. So people are saying A, Jashwant says B, and C, D, D, C, B. D is requirement. Yeah, fine. So D, actually D is the correct answer here. But let me now tell you how can you guess its meaning. See, stipulation here, I know this word star. Okay, STA star. Okay, and I believe that I'll associate this to star, which means stable actually, stable. So whenever you come across stipulation, stipulation is actually stable. Stable means here fixed actually, fixed. It doesn't get changed. Okay, so you can associate this to stability or stable, which means fixed. Okay, and fixedness is common in all these words, stable, stability. So we can understand that star has something related to stability, fine, or stamina. You need to have fixed energy in your body. Now imitation doesn't have that sense, signal doesn't have that sense, and the next word excitement doesn't have that sense. But requirement, yes, of course, requirement can be fixed because it should not change from person to person. Company has specific requirements, or when an organization has specific requirements, or some when you actually give specific requirements, they should be same, and these requirements should not change from person to person. So that means requirement is a rule, and stipulation also means the same. It's a rule. Okay, so please do remember that stipulation is a synonym for requirement, and these two words have an underlying meaning called rule, which are stable and fixed. They should not be changed from person to person. If your rules change from person to person, it means that you are showing nepotism. Nepotism is actually favorism. So remember this word, it's another important word. And of late, after the death of Sushant Singh Rajput, okay, there was a huge debate on the national media about the nepotism in Bollywood. You might have seen a lot many debates on national channels on the influence of nepotism in the lives of the movie stars. Okay, so nepotism is doing favor to our friends and our relatives and to our friends, and you give more priority and weightage to these people over the actual talented guys. So it's there everywhere. Hope you have understood that stipulation is requirement, and it's actually a rule that doesn't change from person to person, although you have some close association or intimacy with them. Done. So the next thing is yes, Chandana. Yeah, yes, yes. There was a huge debate. Fine. So this is the next word, antithesis. So antithesis can be divided into two parts: A-N-T-I, anti, plus T-H-E-S-I-S, thesis. So do not get confused between ANTI and ANTE. Okay, I'll tell you what is meant by ANTE. ANTE also sounds like anti, which means before, and ANTI, anti, actually means against. Okay, fine. So now try to guess the meaning of these words: ANTE against, and ANTE also anti, which means before. So guess the meaning of antithesis and give your answer. So most of you are saying option D as your answer. Manindra and Nagasumant. So antithesis, yeah, Sharanya also says option C, lack of feeling. Okay. Chandana says option D, Divya says D, and there is uh, Dinesh. Many people are saying option D as your answer, antithesis. So let's first try to understand what is antithesis. I've already told you that actually anti means against, anti is against. And what is thesis? Thesis is a long piece of writing completed by a student, okay, as part of his university degree based on their own research. Usually, the people who do research, they are supposed to submit their thesis at the end of their, maybe the course or at the end of their research work. So you can, this is one meaning for thesis, and the other meaning of thesis is a statement. It is a statement or an opinion, okay. So that is discussed in a logical way and presented with evidence in order to prove that it is true. So thesis is a statement or an opinion, so that is usually discussed in a logical way, okay, with evidence in order to prove that it is true. That is what is meant by thesis, okay. But here, anti is against and thesis is statement or opinion. So antithesis is something that is against an opinion or a statement. Hence the correct answer should be direct opposite, as you all have answered. Most of you answered option D, and that is the correct answer. It's not lack of feeling or musical response or fixed dislike. It is a direct opposite to a particular point, because anti is against, it's an opposite. Fine. And I told you that ante is equal to before. Please do remember, it is before. And there is a word called antebellum. You must have come across this word. Actually, here bell means war. Remember, bell has been originated from Bellona. Bellona is a name of a Roman goddess of war, దేవత. దేనికి, యుద్ధానికి సంబంధించిన దేవత ఆవిడ. సో అక్కడి నుంచి మనకి బెల్ అనే వర్డ్ వచ్చింది. ఇట్స్ బీన్ ఆరిజినేటెడ్ ఫ్రమ్ బెలోనా. బెల్ యాక్చువల్లీ మీన్స్ వార్. దట్ ఈస్ వై దెర్ ఈస్ ఎ వర్డ్ కాల్డ్ రెబల్, రైట్? యూ సే రెబల్. హూ ఈజ్ రెబల్? Prabhas is a young rebel star, right? Rebel, you can associate it to Prabhas. So who is a rebel candidate? Somebody who goes against the system, right? Who goes against the system, or somebody who goes against the fixed norms is called as rebel. And there is one more word called belligerent. Here also you got bell, which is war. When you say belligerent is related to aggression. So Virat Kohli, Indian captain Virat Kohli, is often known as a belligerent captain, somebody who is known for his aggression, aggressive captain. Fine, done. So the next word is transitory. Here the clue for you is a trans, and I'll give you some words with transport, and transaction, and transfer. So if you observe, there is something called trans in all these words. So Afro says option D, transitory means clear. Okay, let's see whether it is clear or not. Again, Siva says option A, short lived. Sai Vaishnavi says A, and Rajeshwar Rao says A. And yes, A. Uh, Swaran says what? What's your answer? Transitory. A, and Jagdish says D. Nihan says A. Divya says A. D, A, Raviteja. So most of you are going with A. Yes, you're right. Transitory actually means continuing for only a short time. It continues only for a short time. So see, there is something called trans, right? Transitory. If you look at the word origin, so this is a late Middle English from Old French Transitoire, actually. Transitoire. It's a, in Latin it is transitorius from transit. Transit means actually gone, right? Transit means gone across. So transit actually means gone across అనే సెన్స్ ఇది. సో గో అక్రాస్ అనే మీకు ట్రాన్సైర్ అనేది ఒక లాటిన్ రూట్. దీని యొక్క మీనింగ్, ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ ట్రాన్సైర్ ఈజ్ గో అక్రాస్. సో ఐల్ మేక్ ఇట్ మోర్ సింపుల్, జస్ట్ అసోసియేట్ ట్రాన్సిటరీ టు ట్రాన్స్. Okay, transport is movement, transfer is also movement, transaction is also an action that happens from one party to the other party. Transaction, when we do transaction, you give money to somebody, that means money that you have will be given to somebody else. So these are all momentary actions, they are all very short lived. Okay, so associate that trans is something that is related to movement, and when you say movement, it will not be there for a longer time, it has short life. So transitory is short lived. Okay, next, unexpected, clear, and idle. You all know about these words. Entrenched. So guess the correct answer for this word, entrenched. Is it filled up or fortified or followed by or kept down? What is meant by entrenched? Options B, D, A, D. Dinesh says D. Kept down, entrenched. I'm sorry. So I'll first give you the meaning of this word. CAADDADCC. So Manjusha says A, and then CABABC. Nihan says C. Deepak says B. Entrenched, fortified. So how can we remember this word? See, when you first time listen to this word, I told you to guess the meaning of this word with the help of a known word. See here, there is a word called wrench. WRENCH, wrench. Okay. So you must have known about wrenches. Wrench తెలుసు కదా మీకు. Why do we use a wrench? We use a wrench to pull or twist somebody or something, right? To pull or twist something. That is why we use a wrench. So what is meant by entrenched? Remember, entrench is n plus wrench, and you are using a wrench to entrench something. You use a wrench to entrench something. That means to entrench is to establish somebody or something, or let's say establish, not somebody, establish something very firmly, something very firmly, so that it is difficult to change or move. Okay, so I'm saying that you use a wrench to entrench. So usually wrench is used to twist something or to pull something. Okay, so entrench is to fix something firmly so that it doesn't move, or it doesn't it is difficult to change. Fine, done. Now the answer, a synonym for entrench is 45. 45 is the correct answer here, because fill up doesn't mean to fix something at a particular place so that it would be difficult to change. No. And kept down, no, you're keeping it down. Followed by is also wrong. So 45 is the correct answer. 45 actually means to make something strong, actually to make somebody or something strong. Fine. Next, lot, lot, lot. Manikanta says option C. Option C as his answer, lot. Very quickly responded. See, lot, I'll tell you a Telugu word. Lot generally we use in Telugu also. Eppudu, can you say when do we use the lot in Telugu? లోట్లు అంటాం. లోట్లు బట్టలు, లోట్లు స్టాక్ పడింది, లోట్లు అంటే మొత్తం అన్న సెన్స్లో. When you use lot, you refer to whole actually. Okay, so you refer to a very large amount. లోట్లు డబ్బులు, లోట్లు బట్టలు, లోట్లు కట్టలు. This is what we often use. So when you actually use this lot in Telugu, it means it is a large number or amount. Okay, so lot actually when you associate lot to oneself, okay, so it actually means one's fate, the complete fate of a person. Okay, so fate is the correct answer here. Mottam as a person, as as a person, or as అంటే నీ మొత్తం లైఫ్ నిన్నుగా మొత్తంగా మనం తీసుకుంటే, సో యువర్ లాట్ ఈజ్ యువర్ ఫేట్. ఓకే, ఫైన్, డన్. Yeah, your answers are correct. Most of you are saying C. Folly is not. Folly is wrong. Folly, you have a direct association here. FOLLY, folly. Folly is not fate. It's not lot. Folly అంటే అర్థం మీరు కెన్ యూ గెస్ వాట్ ఈస్ folly? Folly means stupidity. Stupidity, lack of judgment. ఇక్కడ మీరు ఫాల్స్కి అసోసియేట్ చేసుకోండి ఫాలీని. You can associate folly to false. False has a negative sense, and folly is also a negative word. Okay, a false person is a stupid person. Okay, folly is a stupidity, lack of good judgment, the fact of doing something stupid and mad. Okay, you can also call an activity or idea that shows a lack of judgment can be called as folly. Folly is a mistake. Okay, it's a stupid mistake actually, folly. Fine, done. The next word is apprehension. Apprehension can be divided into two parts. Apprehension. See, app here, AP app. Remember, AC, AD, AF, AG, AL, and AP, AT. Okay, these are all words. AC, AD, AF, AG, AL, AH, AP, AT. All these words have a common meaning that means to or towards. Towards in a sense. Okay. So here pre means before. Pre means before. Okay. For example, prepaid. You have to pay before you use the services. So people are saying option A as answer. Apprehension, gratitude. Most of them are saying A. Option D, punishment. Apprehension is punishment. B, apology. Vijay says B as his answer. Saranya says option C as his answer, dread. Okay, so out of all these answers, there is only one person, that is Saranya. She says option D, C as an answer. And Fanindra C, Jashwant C, and Neha C. Swaran also says C. So I've got mixed answers for this question, apprehension. So majority of them are saying C, and the next after C, most of the people are going with D also, punishment and apology. Okay, see, apprehension, I've already told you that pre is before. That is the clue here. That itself is the clue. Have you ever used this expression, I feel apprehended? Have you ever heard this expression, or have you ever used it? I feel apprehended. Okay, if not, don't worry. See, actually, apprehension, as I told you, AP is toward and pre is before. So when you try to do something, okay, so pre is before, right? If you get fear or if you feel worried about it, so the worry or fear that something unpleasant may happen. Okay, let's take an example. I have asked you to come on to the dais and give a presentation. Okay, then you said, sir, I can't do it because I feel apprehensive, or I feel apprehended. So when you say I feel apprehended, you're not confident. Okay, you feel fear, you are worried actually. So this pre is in what? Before. You feel like hension here can be, let's associate this word to hand. You feel that somebody has hold your hands and you are not very comfortable. Okay, you are not very comfortable. Somebody hold your hands before you do this task. Somebody has come, and somebody took your hands into their hands, and they actually hold you tightly so that you feel uncomfortable, so that you cannot actually move ahead or deliver your speech or do that task. సో అప్రహెన్షన్ అంటే ఏంటంటే ఒక రకమైన భయం. ముందే ఆ పని చేయడానికి ముందే మనల్ని ఎవరో పట్టేసుకున్నారు, ఏదో బ్యాడ్ జరుగుతుంది, సంథింగ్ బ్యాడ్ ఈజ్ గోయింగ్ టు హ్యాపెన్ అనేటువంటి ఫియర్, భయాన్ని వి కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ అప్రిహెన్షన్. సో టు పుట్ ఇట్ ఇన్ సింపుల్ వర్డ్స్, You can use anxiety as a synonym for apprehension. Okay, and since it also has got fear as a synonym, then we can go with dread. Dread is the correct answer for this particular question. Okay, so apology is not the answer, because apology has nothing to do with anxiety or fear. Punishment can also be eliminated. And the next word, gratitude. Gratitude, just associate gratitude to gratefulness. Gratefulness, gratitude. You must have heard this word, grateful. You might have used this expression in letter writing. I will be grateful to you if you consider my request. I'll be grateful means I'll be thankful. And gratitude is what? Gratitude is expressing your thanks, thankfulness. Thankfulness or gratefulness is what is meant by gratitude. It is very easy to remember. Hope all these words are clear. Apprehension, I must have given a clear I might have given some clear explanation to you. Hope you don't have any questions now. Pre is before, and remember hand, somebody hold your hands before you do the task. Fine. Yes. Dread is fearful. Dread is fearful. So apprehension is a synonym for dread. Actually, it's a dreadful task or a dreadful deed. Okay, done. Next, amenable. The next word for you is amenable. Amenable. Religious, proud, masculine, or agreeable? What's your answer? Is it religious or proud or masculine or agreeable? Amenable. D, 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 agreeable. Very good. It seems that you have heard this word many times. Here, the clue word for you is am. Am is a root which means love or like. You must have also heard the words like amiable, okay, and amicable, and now amenable. Okay, so these three are very frequently used words: amiable, amicable, and amenable. And what is common in these three words? Am, which actually means love or like. Okay, so what is amiable? Amiable. What is amiable? Have you ever heard this word? Amiable, pleasant, friendly, and easy to like. So that is what is meant by amiable. An amiable guy is a pleasant guy, is a very friendly guy. Okay, and the next word is amicable. Remember, amicable is generally do not it's not used to refer to people. It is often used to refer to relationships, or it is used to refer to maybe the deeds or tasks, actually, not to persons. Done or achieved. Amicable means done or achieved in a polite or friendly way and without arguing. For example, an amicable relationship or an amicable settlement. So when I say amicable settlement, it is a friendly settlement without any arguments or without any issues or without any disturbances. Okay, and the next one is amenable. Amenable is also related to something which is friendly. So amenable guy is someone who can be easily controlled. So easy to control, willing to be influenced by somebody or something is what is meant by amenable. It is easy to control. So let's say they had, I'll give you one example. I have three very amenable friends. I have three amenable friends means I've got friends who can be easily controlled, and they always listen to me and they never say no to me. And to refer to such friends, I can use an expression called amenable. And whereas amiable is friendly and lovable. Okay, friendly and lovable is different from somebody who can be easily controlled. Okay, amenable friends means you can control them, you can influence them, you can have you can have your impact on them. Fine, done. So it's not proud or masculine or yeah, the correct answer here is agreeable. Somebody who listens to you and who is easy to be controlled. Fine, done. The next word is affluent. I've already told you that AC, AF, AD, AG, AL, and AH, they are all mean to or towards. Okay, so here AF plus flow, you can divide this word into two parts, AF plus flow. Okay, so F is towards and flow is, yes, it's flow. You must have heard the meaning of flow, right? You must be knowing the meaning of flow. AF plus flow. So flow actually means the steady and continuous movement, right? So there is a movement towards something. So there is a movement of money towards something. Most of you are giving the correct answer. C. Yes. A flow is towards what flow? There is money. There is flow of money. Affluent is flow of money. You have a lot of flow of money. So you become what? You become very rich. And a synonym for very rich is wealthy. Affluent is wealthy. It's not handsome or it is not sentimental or neutral. The correct answer is wealthy. Yes. All of you have given the correct answer. Divya, Balaji, Sai, Nihant, and Shanmukrao. Everybody is giving the correct answers. Affluent actually means wealthy. That is the right answer. So the next word is counterpart. Counterpart, is it hindrance or peace offering or password or complementary? So counterpart means, let me tell you what is meant by counterpart. Counterpart means a person, okay, who has the same position or function as somebody. Okay, somebody who has got the same position or function as somebody is called counterpart. Okay, so who holds the same position or the same responsibilities like somebody else can be called as your counterpart. So my counterpart will be the person who has the same role or the same responsibilities or the same function or the same position just like me. So the people who are who are of same positions can be called as my counterparts. So you were saying A, Vardhan, Harshavardhan says option A. No, yaar. Option A is hindrance. Hindrance. Hindrance is what? Hindrance is a problem. It is an obstacle. What is an obstacle? Up is what? Up is against. Right? Up is against. Obstacle. It's a problem. Okay. Obstacle, hindrance. You can also use impediment as a synonym. Impediment as a synonym for hindrance. Obstacle, hindrance, problem, impediment, they can be used as synonyms. Im is what? Im is in and ped is, from padam. Okay. Lex, in is equal to inside, which means low. So when you are walking along, if something, comes into your legs, what happens? You get struck. So something that actually stops our movement can be called as impediment. So which is a hindrance, which is a problem. So which is an obstacle. Obstacle, hindrance, and impediments. Remember, they are the problems. So counterpart is not someone who creates problems to us. It's not an answer. Peace offering is wrong. Password is wrong. Complementary is correct. So complementary is the answer here. Okay. So what is meant by complementary? And observe the spelling here. Tary. COMPLE. It's not PLI. So complementary means two people or things that are complementary are actually different but form a useful or attractive combination of skills or qualities or physical features. So that is the definition, dictionary definition. So the two people who are different but together form a useful or attractive combination, okay, of skills or qualities or physical features. So they can be called as complementary. Okay, they both complement each other. Fine, done. So the correct answer for counterpart is complementary, since we have eliminated all three option choices. Done. Next one, superficial. So superficial is the last word, and we'll stop after this. It's already 8:57, so we'll wind up the session now. It's been 1 hour since we started discussing the words. Hope you have learnt some new words and with new techniques. And please try to revise all these words that we have discussed so that they can be stored in your mind permanently. ఒకసారి నేర్చుకుంటే ఇంకా లైఫ్ లాంగ్ మర్చిపోకూడదు, గుర్తుండాలి. So D, C, C, A, you're all giving different answers. B, C, B, C. Shallow, unusually fine, proud, aged అని అన్నాడు. So what is actually meant by superficial? Super is the clue here. Super is what? Above or over. Okay. Power and superpower. Power is normal power, human power. Human power is normal power, and something that is above or over, humans is superpower. Okay. So superficial here is, uh, not studying or looking at something thoroughly. Okay, to put it in simple words, seeing only what is obvious. Let me give you an example. When I say superficial analysis, so it is just a shallow analysis. It's not an in-depth analysis, or an analysis that is not done seriously or thoroughly can be called as a superficial analysis. Okay, so superficial, there is one more meaning. It appears to be true, okay, real or important, until you look at it more carefully. So until you look at it more carefully, how superficial things appear, they appear to be true, they appear to be genuine, or they appear to be important. But once you try to understand it, in a detailed way, or you try to analyze it more clearly, then you would understand this is not something which is very important. So superficial actually means not looking or studying at something thoroughly. So superficial analysis means an analysis which lacks thorough, understanding of something. Okay. So a direct synonym to superficial is shallow. Shallow is the correct answer. Okay, because shallow means, what is meant by shallow? Shallow is not having, maybe not showing serious thought or feelings about something. So when somebody doesn't show, serious thoughts or feelings about something, you can call it as, a shallow person. Okay, this shows the shallow commitment, or he has shallow commitment. That means he doesn't have serious or sincere commitment. Okay. So shallow, you can associate shallow to shadow. Okay. So shadow is not fixed or something that is, original. It is a shade of something. So same is the case with shallow or superficial things which does not have serious or sincere, or which do not have the maybe the sincere concern towards something, or serious thought or feelings about something. Superficial. Okay, done. So that's all for today. We have discussed almost superficial. Shallow is the answer. Unusually fine, proud, aged. You got 5 words here. And in the last slide also, we have got 5 words here. Okay. So we got 5 here, which means 10. And here another 5, 15. And the next 15, 20. And here 5, 25. Lot another 5, 30. Okay, we discussed what is lot. I told you that lot to you can compare, associate it to yourself as a whole, which means the lot is your fate. So right, folly, I told you folly can be associated to false, which means fake. Folly is stupidity. Okay. And fate, and oath also, entrenched, I told you to associate entrenched, wrench is the word here that can be associated with entrench. And the next word is transitory. Here I gave you trans as the clue. Trans is movement, which means short lived is the answer here. Antithesis is divided into two parts: anti plus thesis. Thesis is a point or an argument, as we discussed, it's an idea. And anti is against an idea, that is direct opposite. Next, we discussed stipulation. I told you star associates stipulation to stable or stability, which means fixed. So stipulation is a fixed rule or requirement. And then we discussed a word called low key. Here the clue for low key is low, which is below. and subdued, sub is actually under or below. So this is the synonym for low key, because as low key is, I gave you the meaning that it is it's whenever you use low key, it means it stays away from elevating or highlighting itself. And subdued also means the same, quiet or calm, when it is used as an adjective. But if you use subdue as a verb, subdue as a verb is to defeat somebody, because to get somebody under your control, when you get somebody under your control, you defeat that person. That is subdue. And indignation, India as a nation, I told you, I gave you lot many clues for all these words. So if you have forgotten, or if you still are not able to register all these words in your mind, watch this video again so that you can register all these words. Almost we have learned more than 50 new words today in less than an hour, and you will be remembering all these words for a longer time. You won't forget these words easily, because I have not just given the meanings, I've given the clues, techniques and tips how to remember these words. So try to have an approach, try to learn a technique that you can actually adopt while learning the words, so that you can remember the words for a longer time. Thank you, and have a pleasant night, a very good night to all. Take care and see you in the next class. Bye all. Good night. Yeah, thank you. Take care, Chandana. Good night. Yeah, Saranya, take care. Good night. Yeah, good night, Siva. Good night, Samiullah. Good night, Balaji. Bye, bye, Balaji. Good night, Akshata. Chalo. I'm ending this session. Good night, all. Take care. Yeah, good night, Satya. And good night. Thank you, Balaji. Thank you and take care. Good night, Balaji. Chalo. Good night. Sivakasi. Yeah, good night. Good night, all. Chalo, I'm ending this session. Yeah, take care. And yeah, please share this video with those who have missed the session. And I want everybody to learn the words, as many words as possible. Learning words is not a big deal, but you should be able to remember these words. That's the big deal, actually. Fine. See you.